There she is. Hey guys, Brent here. Welcome to the channel. Today I'm going to give you the biggest tip, my number one tip for when you visit the most beautiful place on earth, the Grand Canyon. Alright, here's the deal guys. I know everybody has a different budget constraint when they go on a vacation or when they go to a specific national park, the Grand Canyon, whatever. Going to these places can be a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. You might not ever get there ever again for the rest of your life. So if you're going to go to the Grand Canyon, you have to get a guide. Now I know you can go hiking down the South Kaibab Trail or the Bright Angel Trail and you can have a great time. You can see a lot of beautiful sights, take a lot of wonderful pictures, but to really see the Grand Canyon, to really learn about the Grand Canyon, you have to get a guide. I think we got our guide from something like Wanderlust Trekking. I'll post it in the show notes so you can see who we used. It was about $100 a person. It may have been a little more. I know it's a lot of money just to do something that you can possibly do for free, but you'll learn so much by getting a guide. So the tour company emailed us about, I don't know, a week before we got there, and they sent us all these notes about preparing for the Grand Canyon, about what kind of clothes to wear, the amount of water we should bring, what food we should bring, stuff like that. And then they also told us where to meet our guide. The morning that we got there in mid-October, we met our guide Kurt. I believe it was in front of one of the visitor centers. We went to his car and he pulled out a cooler, and the cooler had a bunch of snacks in it, chips, granola bars, energy bars, and he also gave us frozen Gatorades, and they were the best, and I'll get into that later. We had no clue where to go or where the trailheads were or anything like that. We just followed our guide. We got on the right bus, and the bus took us right to the trailhead of the South Kaibab Trail. While we're on the bus, Kurt's teaching us about the animals that we'll see. In fact, the coyote you see behind me, his picture was taken at the top of the South Kaibab Trail, right where the water spouts are, where the hikers can fill up their jugs, where the elk hang out. He was right there, and then the elk chased him off, and he ran pretty quickly. So anyway, we started our descent into the canyon with our trekking poles and our gear on our backs, and then our guide blew my mind. He says, "Brent, look right here." Boom, right there. A fossilized footprint from a reptile from who knows how long ago. Kurt told us that that footprint was probably made back when the Grand Canyon was more of like a sand dune area. In fact, the Grand Canyon had some of the biggest sand dunes ever to be on Earth. That's pretty crazy. I had absolutely no clue. So then when we're hiking along, our guide Kurt's pointing out all these plants and stuff that we're seeing, and he's telling us what the Indians use these plants for and what their names are. It was pretty cool because all these plants were new to us. We're not from the Arizona areas. And then not only that, he's pointing out the different layers of the rocks around us, saying what their names are and how old they are and when these were formed. He also told us how the South Kaibab Trail was built.
South Kaibab Trail was made through this layer of rock. So they actually blasted this all out with dynamite.
Oh my goodness.
To make this trail.
Huh.
It's completed in 1925. At that time, the park had just become a national park.
Our guide Kurt also gave us advice for our next few days on our vacation. We were going to Page, Arizona, we were going to Sedona, and he told us about the best breweries, which is easily the most important part of any vacation. He also told us about the good restaurants in town and anything else in these cities that we were interested in. So then we get to Skeleton Point.
Halfway there.
We take a bunch of pictures, we hang out a bit. It was so beautiful there. I could not believe my eyes. I couldn't believe that I was seeing this. Like you see pictures of it on the internet and you're like, that looks pretty cool. And then when you see it in real life, it's just mind-boggling that this is a real thing. So we turn around to start hiking back up to the top of the South Kaibab Trail, and then maybe a half mile in, our guy Kurt stops and he takes his pack off and he has maybe 10 gallons or 10 pounds of water. I can't remember what he said, but it was all this water that he was trekking up for us to wash our hands with and then to drink while we were eating our lunch. And our lunch, ooh man, he pulled out this spread of sandwiches, and my wife's a vegetarian. Everybody else there was meat eaters, but oh, the spread was fantastic. Like, I could have been a vegetarian and been very, very happy. But my wife was very happy. She is a vegetarian. Just a bunch of different cheeses, a bunch of different meats, a bunch of different other vegetables and spreads you can put on top of your sandwiches, and chips. And the chips were fantastic because your body's craving that sodium, and then you pop a chip in and just right away you're just like, oh, this tastes so good. This feels so good. So it was awesome. So then we eat. I think I ate 2 sandwiches. I was pretty hungry and I like to eat. So we're heading back up to the trail, and some of us were struggling a little bit. Our guide Kurt would help us out and say, hey, about a quarter mile up, there's gonna be a perfect shade spot. Let's stop there. You guys can rest up and, get the heat off of you. So he was very patient with us. He hikes all the time, so this was probably nothing to him. This is just a stroll in the park. And to us, I mean, to hike 3 miles down was easy, but to hike 3 miles back up, man, that was brutal. That was brutal. And that was only 3 miles. Granted, we've been hiking for days and days and days before, so maybe the legs were a little tired. I don't know, but maybe I'm just a sissy. I'm probably just a sissy. So anyway, we get back up to the top of the South Kaibab Trail, and Kurt takes our pictures, and we take pictures with him. And it was such a good time. And I do recommend tipping. I do recommend giving your guide a tip. These guys work hard for their money. I mean, he's hiking in. I think he said his pack was like 40 pounds of the food and the water, and we had like maybe 10 pounds on our back with stuff just for us. So it was really appreciative. He did such a great job. So anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed this. I hope it helped you out. If you don't mind, please subscribe below. Please like the video. And please leave a comment and let us know your biggest tip for the Grand Canyon. Thanks a lot, guys. Have a good one. See you soon.
Yeah.
Did you have fun?
Yeah.
Would you want to do it again?
Debatable. Ask me tomorrow.
I'll ask you after a margarita.
Yeah. A couple glasses of wine. Maybe a bottle.